Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a quick peek here at Near Protocol. I've got a lot of requests for this, of course. I just want to keep it on our radar so we can kind of see what's going on. We're going to take a look at Elliot Wave and a handful of other things too. And just before we get going, ask that you go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Really helps out the channel. And more importantly, follow our Twitter because we are really getting aggressive on there and getting a lot of information out to our community members. And it's really a good resource there. We're sending somewhere in the range of 15 to 30 tweets a day. It's a really fun new project, so be sure to check that out. So when it comes to Near Protocol here, I just want to highlight something quickly here. So you're kind of familiar with, there's different patterns that you can see kind of form here and there. But if you take a look at Elliot Wave here previously, pretty much called this perfect head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so you got the shoulders here, the head, and then of course the arms all the way down. So really cool to be able to kind of see that. I'm not saying that's happening right now, but generally speaking, that's kind of what a pattern should look like. As far as this current pattern, we are seeing a 1, 2, 3 so far with Elliot Wave, which is good. We got our low point, high point, secondary low, which is a higher low, and then we got a higher high, which implies that this next low should be a higher low, or correction, a lower low, and then a lower high. Okay, so typically it should come down here, go up, down, and then reset itself again. Okay, so we pretty much we're on the down wave, if you will, at this point tentatively. I like to emphasize the word tentatively because if this candlestick closes and keeps creating new candlesticks higher, it'll keep going until it doesn't. Okay, so again, I'm not saying it's capped out because of that, but we are hypothetically going to downtrend if this were to stop here soon. Okay, now let's talk about why it may not do that. Okay, first of all, we got plenty of room to run on the RSI. While we have a lot of volume, that's actually very positive. It's okay that the money flow index is over 70. There's nothing wrong with that. Same thing here with the MACD as well. We got a strong convergence, so everything is looking pretty darn good here. Let's take a quick peek at the moving averages. This is where things get interesting. A lot of coins right now are above all 3 moving averages on the daily. This coin is not, because it was obviously torn down pretty hard, and for the most part, it's taken a while to get above that level. So we're not above that level yet. The 20 is a 200-day simple moving average is really key level resistance. So keep in mind that it's trending close to where the price action is at right now. So $2.23, the price comes higher, it'll probably reject off that area. It's very common for the 200-day SMA to reject initially and then to try again later. Okay, so we could very well be in a situation right now where we're working through a little cup pattern, and then the handle has to come through to hit that second time before it breaks above. There's a good chance we're going to see something like that. So for right now, I'd anticipate a pullback in the immediate future to kind of reset, perhaps down to the 0.382 level. And in fact, let's quickly double check here exactly where the Elliott wave is telling us here to go ahead and come down. Okay, so that down wave here, downtrend essentially, 0.382 would be a likely retracement point, because not just because it's a random number out of a hat, because it was a recent resistance level. We could see the price action tested 3 times before it broke through today. That tells us, that reaffirms at 0.382 that $2.07 is a very strong support level. Price comes down to that level, would be a good place to buy. So I'm going to go ahead and set an alert. I'll just say 210 to go ahead and take a quick look at that later when the price comes down there, kind of see if it might be worth getting back in for a long position. Okay, because again, FOMOing in isn't always the best strategy. Okay, so even though Near is doing very well today, Bitcoin's having some difficulty at the price point at 30,000. If that comes back down to fill that gap in CME of 28,000, for example, we're going to see a whole, not a new world order, but we will definitely see Near hit that little reset button there. So just something to be mindful of. 4 hour really quick here as well. Just to quickly note, we are seeing MACD's still converging, RSI is testing 70. We see this with a lot of coins right now, really just implying that we're coming up to a resistance area and that the price action should consolidate at that level and retrace, or consolidate and leg up. Okay, one of the two will happen. It would make more sense for the price to kind of retrace, like I mentioned, back down to that 0.382 level, so we can get that handle and then the price break out from there. Cup and handle patterns are very, very strong likelihood of breaking out, and we got a pretty strong cup right now so far over the last few weeks. Okay, so take a look at the hourly. Quick note here, we're at an 8 on TD sequential, so pullback also makes sense as well because we've had 8 hours of continuation in the last 8 hours, right? So the price has literally gone up almost the entire time minus the last 2 hours here. So long story short there, again, one of those things where the price is either going to consolidate here and leg up, or it'll come back down here in the relative near future. It makes more sense for the price to come down to gravitate towards that 0.382 to fulfill that Elliott wave and to essentially give us that next leg up. Okay, that's essentially what we're looking at there. So a lot of cool stuff here. Last thing we want to kind of peek at is the Ichimoku cloud, giving us all green lights here to keep your long position open. So by no means am I telling you to short or to close your position. Just know that if we stay at the same price point for the next 12 to 24 hours, it might be worth considering closing your position to essentially take some profits. And again, you don't need to close the whole thing, just a little bit. I teach this in my trading academy all the time, just how important it is to take profits, but also consider leaving the rest open so you can still kind of ride it out. Okay, because you're kind of leaving money on the table, but you're still not, right? You're taking out the profits to ensure that if the price comes back on you, you still walk away profitable at the end of the day. It's like it's like an educated way to gamble, if you will, right? You could apply the same thing at a gambling, in the gambling scenario or at a casino, but it's a lot more difficult because emotions kick in, right? And that's also something I talk about too. Conversation for another day. Emotional trading is a bad thing. If you're not having a good day, don't trade. That's really the easiest way to address it. Take a walk, do something healthy, go exercise frequently. That's what I usually do, and it really helps a lot. Okay, so near protocol, last thing we're looking at here is just our CC golden indicator on the 15, kind of seeing if there's any kind of buy signals. And really at this point, we don't have any, okay? So a great thing about this indicator, it gives you confirmation, letting you know when to buy in low. So hypothetically, you bought in right here like a lot of my members did. They got a nice little 5% profit when they got the sell signal at this point. Same thing here as well, was a buy and sell at this one moment. Very unique thing that doesn't happen too often, but you basically were able to buy and sell at the same price point there because we hit an overextended period, okay? Same thing as well here, bought low, sell high. You can kind of see how this trend continues. So for lack of better terms, this is available on our homepage if you want to use it. It's really a cool option. You can go ahead and register for that. We're seeing a lot of benefit here too with some really good feedback as well. So thank you so much for the positive feedback. Happy to hear it's working well for you. And again, we roll out with updates. They're automatically updated where we go ahead and add new features and benefits to that. So that's a first indicator of many, but looking forward to future ones as well we are currently creating. All right, so that's pretty much all we have here for today. I'll go ahead and post on Twitter the possible playout chart here for Near Protocol. Be sure, as a favor, if you don't mind, hit like if you haven't already. But more importantly, join our Twitter community there because we're trying to grow that community as much as possible, bringing anywhere between 15 to 30 tweets a day, and they're all relevant, extremely beneficial content, fundamentals, and technical analysis alike. I look forward to working with you. Thank you so much for your time. Have yourself a great rest of your day.